Well, good morning. We are here with OneFremont, our Fremont County podcast, where we are coming to you with information about the county and what's been going on, what will be going on. And
who are you?
I am Fremont County. No, just kidding.
We've always got to remember to tell who we are, just
who we are,
someone
who we
doesn't-
are.
they're like,
And I'm
"Who
going to
are
get to
these
that.
guys?"
I actually have a list here of things I'm going to go through. But if any of you want to do this, then no, just kidding.
No.
Fine. I'm getting the kill sign here. Kill sign. Can I say kill on the podcast? I guess I can't say it on some other places. TikTok, Facebook videos.
I think podcasts were good.
Podcasts were good. All right. The unalive switch. I think that's how you have to say it now in the cyber world.
Live switch.
It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, after I was so rudely interrupted, I am Kevin Grantham, Fremont County Commissioner, District 1, and
Debbie Bell, Fremont County Commissioner for District 2.
Dwayne McFall, Fremont County Commissioner, District 3.
you happy now?
I'm
well,
happy.
once I add, it is not only good morning, it could be good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on when you're listening to us.
Good day.
Sounds like the Truman Show. For the 14 people that understood that joke, well, congratulations. And also with us here are intrepid, irreplaceable, irascible, I don't even know what that means, irreproachable, irreconcilable, irritatable, Lenny Saint.
Bravo.
The one and only. Where's our applause button on that thing? Yeah.
Sound effects.
There we
That's
go.
better.
There we
All
go.
right.
All
There we
right.
go.
So it has been a little while since we've sat in here and done this. Things come up. We get busy and county gets busy. The three of us get busy. And we have things that happen and cause us to
Budget.
budget our time.
Budget.
And budget our budget. Many things like that. But we're happy to be back and sitting around here together and doing this and getting things back up to date as far as what's going on with the county. A lot has been going on. A lot is coming up. We've had a couple, I think, meetings since our last OneFremont podcast. I think our October 14th, October 28th meetings. I was looking through the agenda, as we were talking about what we wanted to go through today.
Talking
about what we wanted to talk about. And there's been a few relatively minor items, I think. We had a proclamation. I shouldn't call this a minor item, but we had a proclamation on the 14th for the Purple Heart recognition with the VFW post. And it's always great having those guys in to make a recognition for our veterans, which we'll be talking about in much more detail.
Yes, we will.
Commissioner Bell will be talking about that. We've had some appointments, reappointments, and things like that over the last couple of weeks, which always ramps up this time of year, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Other than that, it's most of our fall meetings, are kind of regular kind of stuff and some land use things. I don't know if you guys have anything that you wanted to mention specifically from our past meetings. We'll be talking about our upcoming meeting here very shortly.
Yeah, one thing real quick
Sure.
was Adoption Day.
Yep. That's where my mind went also.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Excellent. Yes.
We had them there and had a proclamation for Adoption Day and talked about what our Department of Human Services out there have done. They have one little fella that's going to get a permanent home this November. What day is that?
Friday
November?
the 14th.
Friday the 14th is Nationwide Adoption Day. So that's really cool. It's cool to attend those ceremonies and see those kids that are happy. And I mentioned it in our meeting the other day. I was at one, and one little boy says, "Am I adopted yet?" I mean, he was so excited. It was like, get this over with. We told him,
Hurry
"Oh,
up,
calm
hurry
down
up."
for a minute." But it's so cool to see that. And see how happy those kids are with those families.
No, thanks for bringing that up. I just looked right over the top of it here on this agenda sitting next to me, and the last time I got to go out there to that adoption day, that was the one where they had like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. I shouldn't say that many, but this family, I think they're from Westcliff. They're awesome.
They are incredible.
And the kids are just they're beaming during this whole thing.
Yep.
They get their forever home, and it makes you cry.
It
does,
really
yeah.
does.
watching
yeah.
this.
Leave without a tear in your eye. It's kind of cool as well. I've been to a couple of them where I knew the folks that were adopting the kids. So that's even more special when you know the people and see what they're doing for those youngins, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing things I think for me this year is we found out our Department of Human Services currently has 7 children that they're working with to try to get adopted. So they have 7 children in Fremont County that are what they call adoptable, right? They've gone through the process. They're ready. And DHS already has their permanent forever homes for all 7 of those kids. It's just that they're still working their way through the paperwork. So I think that's pretty amazing to not have a single child here in Fremont County that is ready to be adopted that does not have their forever family.
Right.
So congratulations to all those families.
Yeah, the parents and the kids, and sometimes they come with already ready built-in families. They have natural kids in the family, and they come in. They have instant brothers and sisters and parents, and man, what a big day! You think about that in contrast to some of the other news that we hear and what kids go through and some of the horrible things. And then you get to see some of the bright lights in the sky here when these parents adopt these kids and these kids get their forever home. So thank you for bringing that up. That just makes me feel good. That's good
Right.
for a Monday.
Absolutely. Great news.
I love it. Can't think of anything else on these agenda. I know that at least in the last meeting, one thing that, not to be the wet blanket on such a good conversation, but we did. I don't want to say celebrate, but remember the 1-year anniversary of Eric Seebeck and his passing. He was a great person for our county, and unexpectedly passed away a year ago. And we do miss him. His legend lives on. So,
Absolutely, it does. And actually, that's a great segue because Eric was the one that I worked with very closely last year to start Operation Greenlight here in Fremont County. So that's coming up once again. Actually, I think it's going to kick off tonight here at the Fremont County Administration Building. So Operation Greenlight is an initiative that is led by the National Association of Counties, what we call NACO, and it's aimed to support veterans and raise awareness about the challenges that they face. So what this program does is it encourages counties to shine a green light during the week leading up to Veterans Day to show support for veterans and promote all of the available benefits. So it starts tomorrow officially on the 4th, runs through Veterans Day, which is the 11th. But here in Fremont County, we don't think a week is enough. And so we are proclaiming all of November as Operation Greenlight. We shine that light through the entire month. And so if you did not see it last year was the first year that we did it. If you did not see it last year, you need to come and look at this building during the nighttime because it's really beautiful, lit up in all those green lights.
it is.
And that's something that Eric was so excited about last year. When he got the lights, I had the conversation with him a few times. We all talked about it, had approved it, decided what we wanted to do. And he was the one who kind of picked up the ball and ran with it. Ordered the lights with his team, got them all installed. And so we're putting them up again this year. We're going to put them up forevermore. So one of the things I'm particularly proud about with this is throughout the United States, there are a total of 3,069 counties. Only 450 of those counties participate in Operation Greenlight. and we're one of those 450. And so I think that's pretty amazing. And the entire intent simply is to remind people that we do have veterans. We have a lot of veterans here in Fremont County. We are so proud of the veterans that we have. And the green light is simply intended to remind people to show them a little bit of love, support those people in your life, whether they're someone that's very near and dear to you, or if they're more peripheral in your life. Just remind them, let them know that, hey, we're here for you. We support you. We have a lot of services here in Fremont County that we do for veterans. And so don't ever forget, we do have our own veteran service officers here in Fremont County, and they do an incredible job.
They do.
With those veterans. So in conjunction with that, then, next week, our regular board meeting has been moved up from the 11th, which is Veterans Day, and we will be closed that day. So we've moved it up to Monday on the 10th. During that particular meeting, we will again do a proclamation recognizing all of the veterans who work for Fremont County. And we have somewhere between, I think, 30 and 40 of them. So there actually are quite a few. We always hope that they will show up to the meeting, and we provide them with a luncheon afterward. And I think it's just a really, really nice way to honor those people that we see every day, that we work with every day, that we may not actually know and understand are veterans, because we do. We hire a lot of veterans here in Fremont County. So we have the proclamation that we will be reading again, talking about how November 11th came to be Veterans Day, talking about how many veterans who gave so much of themselves came home without any recognition. And so we are here to fix that. Fremont County currently is home to more than 5,400 veterans who live here. So we're going to do our very best to honor each and every one of them, especially those who work for Fremont County. We're going to name them by name.
Excellent.
They deserve that recognition.
We do. They do. And it's a good reminder for all of us, those listening in on this, that, at your workplace, chances are you're working alongside or with a veteran or two, and you don't even know it, because they're not the ones that are wearing that, on their sleeve, so to speak.
Absolutely. Yep.
They're not talking about it, but they served, and chances are you have those amongst you, and we honor them next week, as always, honestly. But we give special recognition to them with Operation Greenlight, and as you said, Debbie, with our reading of their names for our Veterans Day meeting, which is another good segue that our meeting is Monday instead of Tuesday. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Monday the 10th, because the building will be closed in recognition of our veterans on Tuesday the 11th. So if you are listening to this sometime between now and
Before
the 10th, just remember that if you're a normal listener to our meetings, or you watch it online, or you are an attendee or planning to be, please remember that will be on Monday, November 10th.
I just want to throw in there too, this is as Commissioner Bell mentioned, it was initiated by National Association of Counties, and it's what we do at the counties to honor our veterans. But I encourage everyone, other businesses, and even your own home, put a green light up.
Yeah.
It means the same no matter where you are, honoring a veteran. And I think the more that's out there, the more to be recognized. So encourage everybody to also throw in a green light bulb.
Absolutely. It's just a very special way to salute and to give a very special honor and recognition to all of those men and women who have served in our armed forces.
National Association of Counties worked with Amazon, and you can go on to Amazon, and they had a little package available for those that were interested in participating.
And when you do that, I'd encourage folks that choose to, head down to the store and buy themselves a green bulb and put it in their light post or whatever. Take a picture of it, throw it on social media. Let folks know that you're celebrating veterans, and spread the word that's what you're doing.
Operation Greenlight.
Operation Greenlight. And look that up online and read some more on it. I think Debbie read a lot of that, of what she had up on her computer sitting here in front of us.
Yep.
But it's a great way to recognize our veterans. All right. Commissioner McFall, what you got for us?
So, we have in the state, they have a commission called the Underfunded Courthouse Commission. And it tells you right off the bat that courthouses are underfunded, or we wouldn't have an underfunded courthouse commission. But I do sit on that commission, appointed through Colorado Counties of Incorporated, representing counties. This commission awards money yearly to rural counties that need help with their judicial buildings. We typically get about $3 million a year to divvy up between those county requests. This year we actually have 21 requests. We have this meeting in next week, I believe it is, that we go through the applications to fill those up. But Fremont County has been able to take advantage of this funding in the past. We had when they built the courthouse out there, Justice Center Road, they had built it for future growth, and there was a room in the middle of the building that was to be a courtroom if ever needed. Well, a few years ago, we were able to get funding through this commission to build that extra courtroom, which is now being used. We've actually used some project that just got completed out there as a Sally Port for security on the west end of the building. That funding also came from this commission. I will say, when this commission meets and we go over the applications, when my county comes up, I've got to leave the room, so I don't have any say in it, as well as the other folks that are in there that are from a specific county that is applying. So it's a great deal to be able to get that. We do have, I believe we have $3 million again this year. We're worried about the state taking some of the surplus that we may have in that commission away from us, the way their budget is. But we have applied for another grant for that one this year. And again, to help out it's all for the judicial building, the courthouse. And this time we've put in for rooftop units because those that are on there have been on there since the building was built, I believe. And parts are hard to find if you ever find them. Sometimes I think they had to get some manufactured this last summer because they couldn't find the parts. So we've put in for that. Hopefully we can get some funding for that. But with 21 applications, it's going to be very competitive. At least if we can get some for one rooftop unit, it helps because those are expensive units. And it's hard to do by ourselves. But just wanted to mention that we do constantly look for other ways to fund things in this county that we have to take care of that we can't do out of our own general budget because of the expense. So it's a pretty interesting deal. Though, like I said, underfunded courthouse commission tells you, and we have some courthouses in rural Colorado that they're old. Some of them are over 100 years old, so they're trying to maintain those. So it takes a little more time and effort on those counties, and good on them for doing that. But there's a lot of out there.
A lot of those counties that still have the old original courthouses, they're typically the smaller counties that are struggling.
Well, they've never had the money to replace.
And they've never grown out of them.
Right.
And so the building continues to age, and all the systems continue to age, and requirements like ADA requirements on these things, and things that they have to do to keep these things.
And just the security itself.
Security and just overall functionality of these buildings, and they don't have the money to do that, and so there's a real necessity for this fund. Our building. Those HVAC units and stuff up on the roof. What were they? They probably date back to the late 1700s.
Yeah, close.
It only feels that way.
But there are no parts for these things.
Right. Early 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't fix them anymore.
Yeah, we're talking, what is that, 30 plus years, and now you can't get the parts for them anymore, and so you're left with one option.
And on this commission, there are 2 county commissioners. There's 2 judges. There's someone from the historic Colorado to preserve the historic value or the historic preservation of these old courthouses. There's a couple of others on there now. I just lost it. DOLA, I believe, is one on there, a seat on there. So it's a pretty diverse group of individuals looking at this and analyzing these requests.
Right.
So thanks for serving on that board for us, Dwayne, but it's a darn shame you can't vote for us.
It is. Yeah, they make me leave the room.
But I also would say that just your presence on that board gives us a more full understanding here in Fremont County of what they're looking for
Yeah.
and
I
the
believe so.
types of projects that they might be willing to fund versus the types of things that they're going to turn flat down.
Right.
So I think
Right.
that's a big benefit for all of us.
And we've been generally successful, at least in my short time here,
Yeah.
of seeing what we've been able to get across the finish line there. And so, yeah, I definitely appreciate your service on that. And it's a good committee for us to be on and
It
take
is.
advantage of in whatever way we can.
And when we do that meeting next week, this counties come up, and most of them in person, and they plea their reasoning why they need the money. Commissioner Grantham and our facilities manager, Randy, are going to be up there next week talking about ours, since I've got to leave the room. But the presentation, I think, is a lot of it, of how it's presented and the actual need of what it is rather than seeing it on paper. So it is good to have that insight, I guess. And hopefully we'll be awarded some funding again.
Okay. One thing that something else that we should probably bring up, we have a new director across the street over here at our health department.
We do.
Rick Gutierrez is our new public health director, and he's fitting right into our smart aleck little group.
I wouldn't put it that way.
Okay, fine. No, he's fitting in really well and doing a good job over there and coming up to speed on all the things that our public health department is doing and all the programs that they have underway over there. But he comes with some pretty good bona fides to do this job, and there's always stuff to come up to speed on, and he's doing it at a very good pace. So great to have him. Did we have any others that we picked up recently? Some of our director. I mean, we did. I don't remember when our Dwayne came in, if we even talked about him last time.
Yeah, that was in the 1st of August.
1st of August. We may have talked about him in the last one,
Park.
but just in case.
Yeah.
We do have that new director out there at Pathfinder, and great to have him in place as well. So let's talk about some of the other big stuff coming up. We have our budget, and we've been talking about our budget over the last several weeks. We actually have a budget hearing, a public hearing for our 2026 budget. It seems like we just got done with these meetings for our 2025 budget, and here we are talking about 2026 and our public hearing on this coming meeting, November 10th, Monday, November 10th. So if you want to join the throngs of people that come to listen to our budget hearing,
Throngs.
throngs and throngs of people, please do. You can come and express your thoughts on our budget and how we prioritize our spending here in Fremont County. You can do that. Our public hearing for that, I think, is at 9:30.
I think that's correct.
Double checking, because our regular meeting's at 9, and this is a public hearing, so it'll be at 9:30, give or take a couple minutes. And feel free to please come and do that. I think in my 5 budgets so far, is that right, that I've gone through, I guess actually this is the 5th one I've participated in.
Yes.
So the 4 I've gone through, I think we've had we've had 2 people come in 4 years to speak.
Well, in 15 years, we may have had 4.
So it's picking up the pace.
Yeah, indeed.
We may have another one this year.
Just multiplying.
Yeah, I get it, honestly. It's kind of the nature of the beast. It's easier to look at the effects of it and talk about that than it is to come in and talk about the budget upcoming and how you should be prioritizing that. But we do encourage people to come in and do it.
One thing I would add to that, Kevin, is that we are very, very open and transparent about our budget. We will answer any question about the budget. If we don't have it at our fingertips, we will find an answer for you. So we always have the budget posted online. and welcome people to go and look and to see. There's always so much misinformation out there, especially about things like roads and bridges, and how the county doesn't budget for it and we don't give any money. And go take a look at those numbers.
Yeah.
That's what I could say, is go take a look at those numbers. No matter which department it is that you're interested in, or
Right.
if it's all of them, go take a look.
Yep. It's all there. It's an open book.
Yep.
Nothing to hide here. And there's so many nuances when it comes to things like the road budget, especially when it comes to how we are allowed to use tax dollars in the road budget and the HUTF funds, and how those are dispersed to all the entities, and the limitations we have on actually and the silly limitations that we have on us as far as being able to put in extra money into our road budget. And it is what it is. Those are the rules we have to follow, and we do the best we can. Our road crews do the best they can, and trying to keep up with maintenance of, 700 miles of county roads?
Right.
And a good portion of that is unpaved.
Right.
And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of miles. There are several significant roads in this county that miles and miles and miles just for that one road that require a lot of love. So,
And the fact is, we work very, very hard to maintain what we have,
yes.
which means not letting roads fall apart and deteriorate even further. And so when we get those questions from people, well, why aren't you paving my road? There's a really good reason why we're not. We don't do a lot. We do some, what we can. We don't do a lot of upgrades, though, just because road work is incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
And when you're trying desperately, holding on to your fingertips of maintaining what we have, it can be really hard to find that additional funding to actually make a really big upgrade to
Right.
a county road.
Yep. For sure. One thing we ought to mention on here that hopefully we can get them in sometime in the next couple months is the Florence High School Marching Band.
You know, that
State
reminds me,
champions.
I placed a phone call to the high school after our meeting last week, and I never heard back. I'm going to have to call those folks again today.
So just a heads up, if you didn't hear that meeting and hear that announcement, the Florence High School Marching Band,
The Howling Huskies.
the Howling Huskies, scored their third state championship in a row for marching band competition.
It's a three-peat.
Three-peat.
We're looking for a four-peat next year. No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure. It is a rare thing in any kind of competition to have a three-peat, unless you're like the 1960s Boston Celtics, who I think scored 9 out of 10 championships that decade or something like that. But a three-peat is significant, whether you're talking football or basketball or debate team or chess club or marching band. That just doesn't happen because of the turnover of kids over the course of 2 or 3 or 4 years. And that is a big, big deal. So really happy for the Florence High School and their marching band, the Howling Husky Marching Band.
The
And
other
look
really
forward to having them in.
exciting thing about it this year is they set a new state record
Yes.
in terms of high score
Yes.
for a class. I think they're class 1A marching band.
Right.
Yep. They
Yeah.
set a new state
That's
record.
great.
So
That's
Congratulations.
these
fantastic.
kids are just incredible, and everyone who supports them, from the parents to the their coaches and just everyone, entire student body, all those throughout the entire community who support them. Great group of people. So
Fantastic.
Canyon City made
Canyon
it to
did,
state
yes.
and placed eighth.
Yes.
And they've made it to state several years and have done well at times. So
Yeah.
Good.
I
Congratulations
think-
to them too for making it again.
Yeah. I mean, remember back in the day, I always give Justin, the clerk, a little bit of grief during meetings when we talk about marching band and stuff. But he was in marching band, and I think they did win a state
They
championship
did. Yep.
at least 1 year back then
Yep.
when he was on the squad. But man, that was a big deal. We got to
it is a big deal.
being a band
Yep.
parent is work.
Yes.
But it was my one and only opportunity to go down on the field at Mile High Stadium because you're out there moving equipment and running from the sidelines and putting equipment down, running back, then running back out to pick it up and move it. But I'm on Mile High Field. Woo! Yeah, that was a fun memory for us. Let's see. One other thing I want to mention before kind of shift gears again. We've been on here long enough. We're probably pushing the attention limits for folks that are listening to the podcast. Patty Cedillo came in from Senior Services
Solutions Plus.
Senior Service Solutions Plus. To give us an update on how our help to them has been used. And what they do is they help with transport for seniors, especially, say, to doctor's appointments and things like that. But they are a great organization for our community in providing that service to our seniors who can't make it out to their appointments themselves. And Senior Services Solutions fills that hole here in Fremont County. And we're privileged to be able to help them.
Great organization.
Yes.
Yep.
So we talked about the budget. We talked about some of these other things. I just want to talk briefly about, of course, CCI. It was mentioned a little bit earlier. It's one of the organizations that we've mentioned many, many times that we participate in to advance our interests at the state level and national level. NACO kind of does that on the national level, but CCI does have a foot in both worlds, so to speak, but mostly in the state. And we've got steering committees, I think, next week where we're talking about legislation that we might be proposing as, what's the term?
Priorities?
Priority legislation.
Priority legislation for the counties. And then when the session starts, then we start talking about all the bills and whether we support them or are neutral on them or
all the bills that affect counties.
Oppose,
not necessarily
that
all the
affect
bills,
counties. Right. So we've got that coming up. But one of the things like with NACO and with CCI, national politics don't escape us, and everybody's been watching this shutdown drama going on in D.C. and the effect that it has on us. And one of the things that's been foremost on the news has been SNAP benefits. That does affect us here. I think we just had our DHS meeting last week, and what's the monthly $1.3 million in benefits in Fremont County alone?
15% of our residents in Fremont County.
15% of our residents. So this does affect us. And we're very, very aware of the effect. And there are discussions going on right now amongst the three of us, plus with the city and maybe the cities here in Fremont County, how we might be able to participate and help out in that, bridging the gap between when the federal funding begins to roll through again, and how we might be able to help some of our local organizations get some of their food out and get it into the hands of those that actually need it. So just be aware. If you're listening to this, that is something we're working on very much right now. And there's actually not too many counties that are really participating and doing that right now. There's a handful that are kind of looking at it, thinking about it, but just let you know, Fremont County is intent on making sure that we do what we can to bridge that gap.
I would just throw in with that, Kevin, real quickly. Shout out to the local businesses who are helping to provide food. Yeah. I've seen a couple of pretty impressive donations by businesses. Come by and we're going to feed you and your family. All you have to do is look on Facebook and you're going to find them everywhere out there. So if your family is in need, go take a look at Facebook and you're going to find some help.
When I think at any time anybody that wants to help, you donate to a food bank. There's several in Fremont County. Donate to them. That's where folks are going for that gap, and not just now but always. So they're always welcoming food come into those places.
For sure, yeah. Especially when we get into this holiday season, it's there's folks that always seem to participate a little bit more going into this season, and consider doing that a little bit sooner because folks are going to need help. And we all know we all feel the pinch to some extent on rising prices. Gas is almost affordable now compared to what it was not too long ago.
So are eggs, by golly.
And so are
That's
eggs. But the overall level of your grocery bill is still up. And so it is, we know it's difficult. And so people are going to need that help, and we'll keep working on that. One other interesting note for me, and this is something that I personally have dealt with when I was up at the state Senate, and it's just a note of, as far as state politics go, one of the things that we find with the state budget and our dealings with the governor and the legislature is their mismanagement of things, and we saw that on full display in the extraordinary. I say extraordinary. It's called the extraordinary session. That's what took place a couple months ago. That's the technical term. It's called the special session. But their inability to actually make cuts, something that we would absolutely be required to do under the same circumstances, but they are not. They shuffle money around, and they do cute games that make it look like they follow the rules, but folks are not actually cutting any money.
And then they self-congratulate.
And of course, the pat on the back by themselves, and they strain their elbow and shoulder doing that, but
they keep doing it.
But they keep doing it.
Must not hurt too much.
Absolutely. So just real quick, just a quick note. I saw this article where Governor Polis, you can kind of tell he's lame duck now, because he's actually trying to do things that is going to help him in his presidential run when he decides to run. One of the things that is a big money pit is Medicaid funding. A lot of people need Medicaid, and there's no doubt about that. But one thing that the majority party has done over the last 15, 20 years has expanded the Medicaid program to an unsustainable point. And you expand it by the number of people that can enter it, and you also expand the services. So you got these two major levers, and when you expand the eligibility and you expand the services, it's an exponential growth curve that happens on Medicaid.
Unsustainable.
And unsustainable.
Yep.
Either one of those levers pushed too far would be unsustainable, but they've pushed both levers too far. And so the governor made an interesting statement last week that he is going to move one of those levers down, the amount of services available. He won't change the eligibility for individuals, but he is going to change the lever for what it can be used for. And so I thought that was really interesting that this governor would choose to do something like that. And so there may be hope for him yet. No, I'm just kidding. But he does like to roll out occasionally one of his so-called libertarian bona fides, which aren't really bona fides, but he likes to look libertarian occasionally. And this is one of those instances where he's going to move one of the expansion levers in the correct direction so that we can have a balanceable state budget. All right. One other just real tidbit. We just got wind last week on Black Hills.
Yes.
And a potential 50% rate increase.
If you recall, they just went to the PUC for a rate increase.
Yes.
And was awarded a portion of what they asked for. And it was just brought to our attention last week that they are seeking a almost 50% increase by 2029, which affects half of Fremont County. The western half has Sangre de Cristo Electric, so they don't have to worry about it. But it does affect the majority of Fremont County residents. And that will be going up. They're asking the PUC for that as well. They're having to pay for the infrastructure that they've had to put in and take down because of the governor you spoke of's policy of trying to go green and getting rid of fossil fuel electric.
Yeah, this absolutely is in response to all of those new mandates on energy and making it clean and green and sustainable, and all good goals, but you have to get there a little bit more naturally, I think. It's like mandating electric vehicles, right? It's no secret that I drive a hybrid. I have driven, my last 3 vehicles have all been hybrids because I love them. I get between 49 and 55 miles per gallon in a hybrid. It's not a plug-in. It's not taking electricity, but that's my choice. I choose to drive a hybrid because I love that kind of mileage. So give us a choice. Let us choose, and we eventually will move along that road, I think. But when you try to force this,
Well, and this
not gonna
governor's goal was to be 100% emission free in Colorado by 2035, I believe it was, and he kept pushing those marks up, which forced these companies to get rid of their coal-fired plants. Black Hills does have a natural gas plant, which they were also targeting, which is one of the cleanest form of energies we have. And it's just amazing, but it is being passed on to the customers because we are the ones that use it. So, gosh darn Black Hills, but it's not their fault.
Right.
It's the governor of Colorado's fault and the legislation that they've pushed through to mandate these be moved up so quickly. So, and it's never going to work. I mean, if you take California, who has done it and have progressed with it, they are in dire straits. They have brownouts all the time. They can't provide the electricity that's needed. It doesn't work. Germany did it a few years ago, and they are in terrible shape because of it. Look at the history that's already happened, the short history, and it doesn't work. So it won't work in Colorado either.
Right.
But it is going to cost us money until they figure that out.
Right. Well, yeah, I appreciate the comments you guys made. That took the words right out of my mouth. There is a cause and effect. When you pass legislation that requires all of these particular things to happen with these energy production companies, these power companies, and they have to upgrade on a massive scale, they are going to eventually come back to the ratepayers for a rate increase and going through the PUC. And then we want to vilify them for asking for the money to actually pay for the business that the legislature required of them. It's frustrating. I don't blame people for being upset, but I don't think they're upset at the right folks.
Correct. We need to direct it to where it came from.
Yep. All right. Any parting comments?
yes.
Please.
Yes, sir. We were sitting here just a few minutes ago talking about Operation Greenlight and how to support your veterans here in Fremont County. It's this easy. While we were having that discussion, I went online, found green lights that work, and my front porch, they're already ordered. They will be installed Wednesday
Right on.
at my house.
Excellent.
So, yes, it's that easy. Go and
Excellent.
support a veteran today.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Commissioner McFall.
Yeah, just hope everybody's having a great fall, I guess you would call it. We actually kind of have a fall this year. So stay safe. Don't start fires.
There we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay, now we're complete.
If you were patient enough to listen to this entire show, you finally got the word. Be careful out there.
Be careful.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
That's right. Thank you, Smokey.
Thank you, Smokey Bear. So, again, thank you for listening to our show. This has been OneFremont, bringing you all the latest news and updates on the goings-on here in Fremont County. And signing off today is Kevin Grantham, District 1.
Debbie Bell, District 2.
And Dwayne McFall, District 3.
Thank you for listening. This has been OneFremont.
Good day.